Hello friends, in today's video I'm gonna be teaching you guys the different CSS units of measurement, and we have about 15 of them, but majorly I'm gonna be teaching you guys the ones in which you're gonna be using more often in your CSS programs. Welcome back to Coding Chairs. My name is Nelson and I'm really glad having you guys right along with me. Welcome back friends, and as I told you guys earlier on, we do have 15 CSS units of measurement which are supported by different browsers, and they are categorized into two. Firstly, the absolute units, and secondly, the relative units. Now, as the name entails, absolute, they're just how they are, as compared to the relative values or relative units of measurement, which could be relative to their parent container, or if not relative to their parent container, they could be relative to either the height, the width, or whatsoever. So relative units of measurement kind of don't stand on their own. They're relative to something, either the parent container or the font size, or either the width or the height. Meanwhile, for absolute units of measurement, they're just absolute how they are, you understand? So now friends, I'm not gonna go through over everything in which you see here, but rather I'm gonna go through over the ones in which you're gonna be using more often in real life, your project, such as the pixel for the absolute units of measurement, and over to the relative side, I'm gonna go through over the rem, the m, the viewport width, viewport height, and also the percentage. So these are the little few you're gonna be using so much often in real life for your projects. So let's get over to our VS Code. So back to my VS Code friends, we're gonna be starting off with the pixels. And as you can see, I did share my screen into two. By the left side, I have my editor, and by the right side, I have my web browser. So friends, I do hope you guys do see what I'm doing. So let's kickstart. So already I do have a div with a class of pixel. So inside the style, let me give this a border so that you guys could see it much better. Okay, my bad. I'm gonna say class of px. That's what it is. Then hit enter. So I'm gonna say border. I'm gonna give this 2 pixels, then solid and red. So already you could see I'm already making use of the pixel, but let's continue. Save this up, and you see how it appeared here. So hope you guys are seeing this red rectangle around this text content, this dummy text content. And let's add to this a width. I'm gonna give this a width of 200 pixel, and save this up. So as you can see, when we define a value in pixel, it's just how it is. It's definite. As I told you guys, definite or absolute is just how it is. So you see, no more changes. It's just how it is. So simple and so straightforward. So anything you define in a pixel, okay, let me go ahead, define the font size. I'm gonna say font size. I'm gonna give this a value of 20 pixels. Yeah, so let me save this up. So you see it increases, but it's still absolute, and you could say it's still definite, just how it is. So simple and straightforward. So I'm just gonna go ahead to leave this, and I'm gonna come over here. Let's copy. So shift alternate, your arrow key, arrow down, arrow up, or whatsoever arrow key. So this just duplicates this for me. So let me space this so you guys are gonna see this so well. So for this, I'm gonna say percent. So I'm done with the absolute value. So now we'll over to the relative value, and the first value in which I picked is the percent. So for this, I'm gonna also give this a style. I'm gonna say class of percent. That's what it is, class of percent. And I'm also gonna give this a border of 2 pixel red, okay, 2 pixel solid and red. So let's save this up, and as you can see, it appears over in our web browser. This is it. Here is. Let me give this a weight. So I'm gonna say weight of 50%. Then let's save this up, and now you see over in our screen. So for the percent this time around, you see it's 50% of each parent element. So the parent element right now of this div, as you can tell, the parent element is the body. So this div with class of percent is 50% relative to its parent element. So this is simply 50% relative to its element. So that's how percentages work. So, and as you can see, so if I go ahead reducing it again, so this time around, let me say 30. Let's save this up. So you see it even becomes so slim. So the width this time around is 30% of the parent element, which is the body. So percentages also do apply to font sizes. So I'm gonna say font size, and for this I'm gonna give this a value of 50% also. 50%. I don't know why I'm so in love with this, but let's go ahead with this 50%. It's a great digit. 50%. So let me go ahead and saving this up again. So Ctrl S. So it saves up. Okay, this time around it's even so small. So what this simply entails is that our font size is 50% of the default HTML font size. So as we all know, the default HTML font size is 16 pixels. So 50% of 16 pixels, meaning 50 over 100 times 16, which is 8. So simply meaning that our font size is also 8 pixels. You could say, if you don't want to say 50%, you could say 8 pixels. So it's still the same thing. So let's get over to our web browser and inspect this, so that you guys are gonna understand what I'm talking about, and I'm gonna show you guys this practical. So over here, after clicking the inspect, if you come to computed, then click here, select the item. So I'm gonna select my percent item. So it pops out this for me. So under the computed, scroll, so you can see over here font size 50 pixel. So I told you guys it's also the same as saying 8 pixel. So 50% of 16 pixel is gonna give us 8 pixel. So this is it. So now let's get over to viewport width and viewport height, VW and VH. So I'm just gonna go ahead to repeat this below, alternate shift arrow key. So I'm gonna space this, and over here I'm just gonna say VWVH, wherever it is, viewport width and viewport height. So let's slide up again, and I'm just gonna go ahead copying this because it's almost the same thing that I want to do, but I'm just gonna change the unit of measurement. So I'm also gonna have the border, and for this I'm gonna change this to be a class of VW and VH. I do hope that's what it is. Let me check again. Yeah, VW and VH. And so I'm gonna get rid of the width firstly to start. So I'm gonna save this up. So let's get rid of this, and it's just so simple for now. So I just only have the dummy text and the border around it. So let's get over, and let me give this a width of, let me say 50 viewport width. Yep, and let's save this up, and so you guys can see this is 50 viewport width. So there's something I want to show you guys, but let me get rid of this font size first. 4, my bad, and let me say this up again. So what I want to show you guys is for you guys to see the difference between the percent and the viewport width. So okay, this is not so clear, so let me make this 50 so that it's gonna look so obvious. So let me save this up. You see, this is 50. So as I told you guys, 50% is simply relative to the font size. It's simply relative, sorry, to the width of its parent element, and the parent element here is the body. And so 50% of the relative font size of parent element, which is 16, is 8 pixel, as I told you guys earlier on. Meanwhile, for the viewport width, this simply means 50 VW of your whole web browser. 50 VW of your whole web browser. Or rather, another way of getting this more clear is by knowing that when you deal with viewport width and viewport height, you're dealing with the entire viewport width or viewport height of your web browser. So, and that's why over here, as you can see, this is slightly more wider than the percent. Meanwhile, for the percent, when you're dealing with percent, all you have to know is that you're dealing with a value relative to the parent element. And as for viewport width and viewport height, you're dealing with a value relative to the total amount of the viewport width and viewport height of the web browser or your web screen. You understand? So that's what it simply means. And as for the viewport height, it's still the same thing. So I'm gonna say height of 50 viewport height, 50 viewport height. So the only difference between the viewport height and the viewport width is that the viewport width is going in a row side, you understand, is going from your left to your right, you know, your width. Meanwhile, for the height is going from the top to the bottom. So it's still the same thing as saying for the viewport height, it's still the same thing as saying 50% viewport height of your entire web screen, you understand. So it simply means 50 viewport height of your entire web screen from the top to the bottom, you understand, because it's the height. So for the width, 50 viewport width of your entire web screen from your left to your right, the row movement, you know, and for the height, the column movement. So that's what it is. So next up, we have the rem and the m. So let's slide down as usual, duplicate this, give a space, you know. So I'm just gonna give this a class value of rem and m. So let's pronounce this remem, whatever you want to pronounce it. Remem. Yep. So remem. So let's get to the top again, and as usual, let's so duplicate this and make some little slight changes. So for this, I'm gonna say class of remem. So we did pronounce it earlier on, remem. So I'm gonna have my border, get rid of width and height for the meantime, and let's save this up and see how it is raw. So raw, you see, it's normal, no changes, nothing applied to it. Now before I move further, I want you guys to know that rem and m are compatible with font sizes. So I personally have not tried rem and m with width, you know, as usual we're using width and height. So I've not tried rem and m with width. So you could try this and, you know, at least give yourself a test, give yourself a try. If it works out, then fine. So for the font size, I'm gonna say font size of 1 rem. Your font size 1 rem. So what this simply entails is 1 times the default HTML font size, and we all know that the default HTML font size is 16 pixel. So what this means is 1 times 16, which is 16. So if we go ahead changing this to be, so let's save this up and see. Firstly, okay, no change. So come back, change this to 2, then hit enter, then let's save. You see it increases. So let me slide down. Oh, Let me slide down. So you see how huge it is. It's so gigantic. So let me, for those of you that didn't see it, let me take this back to 1 again. Then let me save up. You see it gets small, and let me come back here again, change this to 2, then save this up again. It gets so gigantic. So to show you guys this as a proof of evidence, so we're gonna go ahead right now inspecting this. So I'm gonna click inspect. So let's select the item. So hit here, then click on the item. So this is the item. Remember our name. Remember. So you see over by my left 2 rem, which is also equivalent to 32 peso. So if I come, so you see 2 rem 32 peso. So let me get rid of this, and if I come over here right now, you will see if I change this from being 232 peso, you're not gonna see any difference between the 2 rem and the 32 peso. So 2 rem, see how it looks. So right now I'm gonna change this from being 2 rem to 32 peso. So we're doing this manually right now. We don't need no rem. So control save this. So you see no change at all. So that simply means 32 peso is equivalent to 2 rem. So let's get back to using 2 rem. So we're not dealing with peso this time around. 2 rem. Then let's save this up again. You still see no change. So let's get over to the top, and I'm gonna go ahead changing the default HTML font size to show you guys more proof of evidence. And here, so I'm gonna say font size. I'm gonna give this font size of 10 pixel. Yep, 10 pixel. So let me save this up. You see it changes, it reduces. So let's slide down. Why did it reduce? So why it reduced is, as I told you guys, 2 times default HTML font size. So this time around, our default HTML font size is no more 16. I've changed it manually from being 16 to 10. So what this simply means is 10 times 2. Sorry, let me slide up. What this simply means is 10 times 2, which is 20. So you guys are gonna see 20 right now. Let's go ahead and inspect this. Inspect. Then click here, select the element as usual. Then let's slide down. So the left side is 2 rem, right? So let's get down. So this time around it's not gonna be 32 no more. So it's gonna be 20. So you see font size 20 pixel. Why? Because I came over here, as I told you guys, I changed the default HTML font size from B16 to 10. So simply meaning this is gonna be 10 times 2 rem, which is 20 rem, which is 20 pixels. So 20 pixel is simply equivalent to 2 rem. And you know, that's it when it comes to rem. So next up, I'm gonna go ahead to M. So M. So M is of no much difference. What you just have to know, M and rem, is that M works majorly with the font size of the parent element. You understand? So it doesn't work so much like rem. When you talk about like rem, you know, when you talk about rem, you're considering the default font, the default HTML font size. But as of M, it's not just the default HTML font size, it's the default font size of its parent element. So you could say rem is relative to the default font size of the parent element in which it's contained inside. Why as for rem is relative to the default HTML font size. So, and I did show you guys this protocol. So let's save this up to M. Okay, let me get rid of this. To M, you see no changes, no more changes. So you could say for M, let's see how this is gonna look. It looks so big for M. It looks so big. And let's get back to making this being 2. So you could inspect this in your web browser and learn more for yourself. So I'm not gonna do this for you guys. So this is an assignment. So you could expect this from what I explained in rem. You could apply that for M. And so that's it, guys. Thanks for watching this video. So please do like, share, subscribe, and for sure I really appreciate it, and see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.